Welcome to Tony Robbins Live in Seattle, Washington, Wednesday the 28th, 2017. The first person up is the MC of the day. He brings everybody on stage, introduce them, and here's his little speech.
Does everyone know what the sun is?
Yeah.
Yes? And there is also clouds and rain. Does everyone know what that is? Yes? And there's something called fertilizer. Does everyone know what fertilizer is?
Yeah.
Yes? And then there's also the dirt and the roots where the flower grows. Make sense so far?
Yes.
Hello, yes?
Yes.
So let me be very clear with something. As you're here today, you're going to represent this flower a little bit, and so let me explain it to you. Pay attention. The sun does not cause this flower to grow. The sun does not cause the flower to grow. And the rain does not cause the flower to grow. The rain does not cause the flower to grow. And the fertilizer does not cause the flower to grow. And the dirt does not cause this flower to grow. Is everyone with me so far?
Yeah.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
However, when all of these conditions are there at the right time, at the right amount, and at the right moment, the flower will become what the flower is already predestined to become anyways.
True.
Hello, yes?
Yes.
When all of the conditions are there at the right time, at the right moment, in the right amount, the flower will become what the flower is already predestined to become anyways. And the same thing is true for you. I honestly believe that all human beings are living, breathing miracles, and that when the right conditions...
Our next speaker is going to be Robert. He's from the Shark Tank. I won't pronounce his last name because I don't want to screw it up. So here's a little short take on what he had to say yesterday.
Canada when I was 8 years old. I come from a communist country. It was a communist country called Yugoslavia, and it's now Croatia. Anybody here from Croatia? Yeah. Anybody here from Canada? Wow, how'd you get in? Anybody here from Texas? Okay. Wow, it's an eco-Canadian Texas thing. That's interesting. So when I was younger, we grew up in this communist country. I was a happy kid. We were dirt poor. When I say dirt poor, I mean we lived on a farm. My grandmother raised me. I mean, it was literally dirt floors. But you know what? I didn't know any better. Because your life is the circumstances that you're comfortable with and those around you. I didn't know I was poor until I came to Canada and somebody said to me, "You're poor." But back in Yugoslavia, I didn't know we were poor, and it was great. My dad was a political prisoner. Years later, when I learned what that meant. And what that meant was he'd go to a bar, drink too much, and say bad things about communism. And when you do that in a communist country, they throw you in jail. And so most people have this gene that protects them, cause and effect. Oh, bad things about communism, I get thrown in jail, and they don't do it again. My dad was the opposite. He said, "Throw me in jail, I'll show you." And he did it again, and he did it again, and he did it again. And he hated the idea of communism. He hated the idea that we were all equal. He didn't think he was better than somebody. He just hated the idea that if he worked harder and wanted to get ahead, somebody would take that away from him. I don't have a problem if you don't want to better your life. That's up to you. But if I want to better my life, why shouldn't I have that ability? And that's what my dad was about. So he got thrown in jail 23 times. And the last time he went to jail, they said, "If you come back, you will never come back." So he grabbed my mom and I this is so melodramatic. We crossed the border to Italy. We came on a boat called the Cristoforo Colombo, if you can believe it. Landed in Halifax with one suitcase, about $20, and lived in someone's basement for, a couple of years. And, here we are. It's incredible. And shock to me when I got here because, one, I realized I was poor. Two, I had no friends. And you know, kids aren't that friendly to you. When you go to school, they make fun of you. I didn't speak the language. There was no English courses. They put me in a classroom behind a bunch of other kids who all spoke the language and just said, you'll learn. That was it. And I wondered, where am I going to go from?
So we help you get the properties below wholesale, create a profit margin, but still sell it low to get rid of it quickly. We want you to move these properties 30, 40 days, take the profits you made from that deal and do what? Anybody? Reinvest. Now everybody
Wayne
listen,
Gray,
your next 2 or 3 deals.
real estate.
Buy low, sell low sounds great. It works wonderfully on one condition. You have to be able to buy the properties low to sell them low or none of this works. Does that make sense? So that's what
Look how crowded it's getting now. Here's Gary Vaynerchuk. New technology.
Jason, thanks so much for that lovely intro. Seattle, I am thrilled to be here. Obviously, a very unique circumstance, which I'm enjoying. I always love to do things that are new and different, and so this very much fits my mold of being on the offense, being entrepreneurial, doing things a little bit different. So where do I want to go with this talk? First, I want to give all of you some context on how I got here to share the stage with these other phenomenal individuals. It creates the framework of where my mindset comes from and then allows me to build on and really explore where I want to take you and why I think we are living through the single greatest era that humans have ever lived through. I'm very aware there's plenty of things going on in the world, but what we're able to control, and because of the technologies, I mean, look what I'm doing right now. I'm probably actually eating popcorn, but I'm here right now with you. The technologies we now live in and are capable of using have transcended and have created opportunity for entrepreneurs.
Lunchtime, walking around, checking it all out. This is down in the diamond and platinum section. I'm sitting right up on gold. It's pretty awesome stuff.
So I want everybody to say NAC! There it is, excellent. Thank you so much, everybody. Here's the first thing I want to ask you. How many of you would like a lot more money in your lives? No, come on, Seattle. I said a lot more money in your lives.
Yeah!
Thank you. And how many of you would like a lot more happiness in your lives? Excellent. And how many of you could stand to have a whole lot more of both in your lives? Thank you. You've come to the right place. My name is Thomas Tadlock, and I want to welcome you to the Millionaire Mind, the secret psychology of wealth. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to acknowledge you for being here. I wish I could just shake your hands, but my arms aren't long enough. So could you do me a big favor right now? Pat both of your neighbors on the back and say congratulations for being here.
Congratulations, yeah! Yeah! Congratulations way over there, neighbor.
That's better. There we go. I want to thank all of you for your time. I want to thank you, all of you, for trusting us with your precious time. How many of you agree? How many of you have heard that time is what?
Money.
No! Time is limited. It is a precious commodity. So I promise you today, your investment and your time being spent here with all of us is going to pay you a big, big dividend, because today you will be discovering the root. What's the word, everybody? I can't hear you.
Root.
One more time, what was that?
Root.
Thank you. Yes, the root cause of your financial success, your mediocrity, or your struggle. And you're going to learn what's holding you back from turning your desires into results, good or good.
From so many speakers that I feel a little bit, let's get the slides, guys, I feel a little bit like Elizabeth Taylor's 8th husband.
That's true.
I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. I'm just not sure how to make it interesting for you, but I'm going to try my best. Hey, I need your help for 3 to 5, 7, 10 seconds, something like that. Are you willing to help me out with something?
Yes!
Okay, when I count to 3, everybody get on your feet, yell and scream, make as much noise as you can. Tony's right back there, by the way, I don't know if you know that. I need crazy excitement for 3 to 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Well, they told me you were excited here in Seattle, so that's great.
That ends the presentation of Tony Robbins live yesterday. I got a great picture with him. The speakers were awesome. It was an awesome event. I recommend, if you have a chance, go see Tony Robbins live. It's a money, attitude, energy changer, my friends. Take care. Hope you enjoyed.